Ladies and gentlemen, on Tuesday of this week, the club's honorary patron, the Right Honourable Lord Lyons passed away in Ninewells Hospital after a short illness. Lord Lyons spread the good name and deeds of Forfar Athletic, or Athletico Forfar, as he often referred to his local side, no matter where he was in the world, even in fact in the Parliamentary Bible Handbag on one notable occasion. He was a very welcome guest at Station Park, whether it be as a board member, in the boardroom, or as a match sponsor. Although it has to be said, he paid handsomely for his own season ticket, year on year. As a mark of respect, we ask supporters of both sides join officials and players in observing prior to kick-off a minute's silence in his memory. The silence will begin and end on the sound of match referee Scott Miller's whistle. Have chosen as Forfar's man of the match, Danny Denholm. And the crowd today was 600.
Well, it's been a very tough game today, and I suppose, do you think a draw is a fair result?
Yeah, obviously it's disappointing. I feel as though we dropped 2 points, but in terms of them, they're a totally different team from the start of the season. Obviously, new manager and they've got new players in. But no, points for a piece, I think.
A lot of it, the reason it was 1-1 was because of the great efforts from you and for your opposite number. We'll get to the penalty later, but how did you sort of feel with your overall performance?
I felt I'd done okay, but in terms of it, I feel as though it's not just me, it's the whole team. Disappointed that we didn't get 3 points, but we'll take a point on this road.
Yeah. And obviously, saving a penalty is no mean feat. How did you? Do you just guess the corner, or can you look in the eyes?
The boy kept looking at me, and I just picked a side, and I went, and lucky enough, I went to the right side, and I've saved it.
Well, all the best. Fortunately, it wasn't a clean sheet, but another great performance from you, and we hope this continues for the rest of the season.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, thanks for joining me today, Danny, and got some questions for you from the fans. So, just a nice simple one to start off. Who is your favourite team ever?
Favourite team ever, as in supported?
Yeah.
I was brought up a Hearts fan, so still deep down in my heart, I'm still a Hearts fan.
And is your favourite player? Is he also Hearts, or is that someone else?
I don't really, I love watching Lionel Messi, I think everybody does. But when I was a child, I loved Rudy Scaccio when I was growing up. He was a bit of a legend. But yeah, at the moment, players like Messi and your sort of Aguero, sort of Coutinho, your sort of low centre of gravity types, I like watching.
That's it. Well, a question from Ciaran Taylor is: if you had the chance, would you play for Forfar for the rest of your footballing career?
Had the chance. It's a tough question, Ciaran. I love it here. It's such a good place to play football. So as long as managers still want me beyond the next few seasons, then yeah, I wouldn't mind. Good.
I'm sure we'll be pleased to keep you for a few seasons. Your number one fan, Lexi, has given us some questions as well.
Yeah.
So, how many goals have you scored in your career, and do you keep a record of it?
I actually got pre-warned of that question from my mother, but I'm not too sure. I think I'm around about 40 plus, just over 40 I think. So it's not too bad going, since I only played football for 5 years or so, I averaged about 10 a year, so I think about 50. Late 40s even, sorry.
Hopefully 50 by the end of this season.
Yeah.
And so what is the best goal you've ever scored?
I don't think it's a surprise to hear this for Lexi, but the one at Hampden, I think, last season, going through a bad spell, and we were playing rubbish actually against Queen's Park and against Hampden, and it was an overhead kick, edge of the box, and I didn't think I'd ever say that I'd score an overhead kick at the National Stadium when I was younger, so it was a proud moment for me, a great goal. And
that leads perfectly on to Neil Douglas, who of course was the cameraman last year.
Yeah.
And he said, how proud were you when winning that prestigious award for goal of the season, and where does it live?
Yeah, at the time I was happy. It was a key off the back of relegation, so it was a bit bittersweet, but if you look back on it, yeah, it was great to win it. I'll look back in a few years' time, hopefully there's still video footage of it, and show my children when I'm grown up, so yeah, I think I'll milk that goal for the rest of my life.
And whereabouts do you keep your award?
I think it's in my mum's house actually. Yeah, it's not in my house. I've got too much tat in my house, and it's not as clean as my mum. So my mum keeps all my football stuff and all the memorabilia from my younger days. So I'm sure it's somewhere in her collection.
Another question from Lexi was, what positions do you play? Because obviously we see you mostly on the left, but where have you played in your career?
Mostly left. I've always kind of been left winger, or occasionally on the right. This season I played on the right a bit. Played a bit up front. And that's it. I don't think I've ever been trusted in defence. Probably rightly so, because I'm not the best tackler in the world, and certainly in the field I don't think I've ever been trusted in there. So it's just really left, right, and up top over the last few years.
And we've got one from all the way from Pontypool in Wales.
Oh, great.
Simon Harvey.
International.
we certainly are. And this is a great question. In your opinion, who is the vainest person in regards to their appearance in the changing room?
Oh wow! Thinking about that, there's a few boys that they like their tight white trousers on night out, and their sunbeds, and their hair products. As you can probably tell, I'm not that vain in terms of hair. But you've got your Michael Travises of this world. Jesus, he's always preening himself. Who else is there? Jamie Bain fancies himself as a bit of a snappily dressed boy, but I'm not having that. Who else is there? Let me think. A couple of young lads have got some of the worst barnets ever, and they just obviously fancy themselves. I think it's a new thing. I was growing up, there was no boys going for sunbeds, but 90% of the team, I think, sunbedding. It's game's gone mad, I think. Boys are sunbedding, so yeah, there's a fair few in there.
So move on to Henry Colquhoun. So I know you're a primary school teacher, so I was wondering what were you like when you were at school, and what if you enjoyed it, and what your favourite subject was?
Oh, I was a saint at school. No, to be honest, at primary school, I was fairly well behaved. Pushed by mum and dad, so I was intelligent enough. So high school, a bit of class clown, a little bit of class clown, but in the end, I think I grew out that phase and managed to get some good grades. But and I look back, there was some moments where I could have behaved a bit better, but it's part of growing up, being mischievous and stuff. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And what was your favourite subject when you were at school?
PE, just because
obvious,
it's a chance for pick about. I was never one for sitting still in a classroom. I was quite hyperactive, so anything where I could get moving. So PE, yeah.
Good. And we've got one from Big Bob Denholm.
Oh geez.
He's got quite a few for you.
Yeah.
So you're a well-educated chap. Have you got a book in you?
Have I got a book in me?
Are you going to do an autobiography or a children's book or anything?
Yeah, well, I do have ideas of maybe once I'm a bit more settled to write children's books, potentially. But at the moment I'm going through a phase where I'm looking to maybe start podcasts. I'll get called a sleeping tablet by then and there, but I'm well into my podcasts, and I think one day maybe start a football one, sort of lower league Scottish football one, but I'm not patented to that, so we'll see what happens with that.
Are you getting good practice of it at the moment?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah, I suppose so.
So are you planning to stay in football after you've hung up your boots? Is coaching an option or anything else?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I like coaching, but if I was coaching, I prefer working with children rather than adults. I think I'm more suited to that, and it's less. I think it's less pressure and less strenuous. And even at this level, there is pressure involved, and I'm quite looking forward to leaving those pressures behind once I've retired.
So another one from Big Bob. Can you do any impersonations of your teammates? And obviously, give us an example.
It's killing me because I don't think I've ever done an impression of my teammate. No, I'm not. I can't do an impression of my teammate. No, I've not got one in my locker. And if I do it with one of the teammates, I'll never live it down from there. So I'm going to refuse that offer of impersonation. So no.
So here's one. What are your predictions for the season, for the team and for yourself?
It's hard to predict. I mean, most teams can beat most teams in this league, so obviously we're 5 points clear, and we'd love to keep that gap, and we'd love to win the league, and that's definitely the aim. And anything other than the league title now at this stage would be a disappointment. So I wouldn't say we can predict that we're going to win the league, but that's what we're aiming for. Myself, just to keep contributing in terms of goals and assists, and just to keep playing and being a part of this team, because the gaffer has built a really good team unit, and everybody contributes in their own way, even when even the ones that don't score, they're working hard to keep clean sheets. So just a cog in the wheel, I think. That's what I predict for me for the next few weeks and up until the end of the season.
You haven't got any like numbers that you haven't like a target of 12 goals or anything?
I always set the aim of 10 for the season. I'm 7 now, so I'd be disappointed if I didn't get more than 10 now, to be honest. But if I stay on 7 goals and win the league, I'll settle for that.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much, Danny, for being such a great sport, and thank you also to everyone who submitted questions. Hoping to do another one in a couple of months. So here's your last question, Danny. Who should be my next victim?
The next victim. Trying to think. Jamie Bain's good value. He'll give you a bit back. The physio Craig Reynolds. I don't know if the fans want to hear from him, but he's different. So I'll leave it there. He's different, but I'd say maybe Baino. Who else have we got? Andrew Munro. I think Andrew Munro's got a lot to offer. He's good value. Possibly Tam O'Brien. So pick from that pool of 3, I'd imagine.
Okay, well I will do. And thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Cheers.